Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever it is where you are, book people, book lovers. I'm at home. All right. Just look out the window there. Look out the window. Are you coming up? Turn that way, you. So, I'm doing this my book haul, and I'm doing it from home because Winnie here, hiya, she isn't well at the minute. Sit down, take your sit down there. She's got pancreatitis and she's been sick a lot. She's just not well at all. So I've been on earlies, I've taken for a walk, and she's just chilling. She's very clingy. This one, you're just a nutcase, aren't you? You're still a puppy and you're a nutcase. Thank you. So let's get on with my January book haul. I've said to myself, I'm not buying any more books, but I am. I've got James to buy because in England it comes out late on in February in paperback. I've got J. Kristoff's second of his vampire books. That comes out in paperback end of February as well. I have got John Gwyn's third book to get later in the year. I think that comes out in paperback, Fury of the Gods or whatever it's called, I forget now, around October time. I am planning on not buying any more books. I've got enough to read, but if I find myself in a second-hand bookshop or a bookshop on my travels and there's a book there that's on my list, I can't promise not to get it, lovies. I can't promise not to get it. Well, anyway, so first off the pile, this book here, The Portable Edgar Allan Poe by Penguin. I love these gothic horror books, much better, as I've said, than these modern ones. I picked it up from the second-hand bookshop on the cheap, who normally does the red vintage books and the blue spine penguins. Well, he had this in. It's down for 20 quid. I think I got it for a tenner. He threw in a little bookmark for the nothings, so that's going with that. And it's the Portable Edgar Allan Poe collection. It's got some of his letters, some of his more famous. That's all right, Denzel. You might hear him speaking, her speaking. All right, Dan. And it's got some of his poems, his letters, loads of stuff in there, and I can't wait to get stuck into that. Titus Awakes. Now, it's by the author Mervyn Peake. Now, he wrote Gormenghast trilogy, and that is one of my all-time favourite books. I love it. And I have finally picked up Titus Awaits. It's the lost book of Gormenghast. So he died. He had an outline sketch and notes of this last book, but he died. So his wife has compiled it and made it into a book of its own. The final one, based on fragments. So I'm right looking forward to that, basically. All of them I'm right looking forward to, but we'll stick that there, won't we, lovey? Yeah? Hey? Yeah? Good girl. Don't you get your teeth out and scare them. This next two books, Mythago Wood by Robert Holdstock and Levandius. Now these are books, and they're from Masterworks. He also he also does them, and I have been looking for these. It's a 6-book trilogy, I think. I am hoping this is going to be right up my alley, and if it is, I'll order the other 4. I think there's 6. I think there's 6 in this collection. Might be 5. Don't know a great deal about it, but it's a winner of World Fantasy Award for Best Novel. And these Fantasy Masterworks don't print khaki books, so I'm looking forward to them. All right, babe. Now, I follow this bloke. What's he called? Well, I follow 2 blokes, actually. One is Parker Stredicase or something. Parker's Pensy, and he writes a lot of all about philosophy and theology and notebooks and everything like that. And there's another bloke, I can't remember his name. He is a philosopher. He's a philosophy teacher, but he's moved out of that, and I don't know what he's doing now, but he writes some brilliant YouTubes. I do like a bit of philosophy, and this one is Seneca, A Life by Emily Wilson. This is meant to be the best collection, or biography, of Seneca. I do like this kind of thing, and so that has been recommended by 2 YouTubers. So I'm looking forward to getting to that as well. Someone stole all my hair, haven't they? Or has it slipped? Cup of liquid sunshine there. I pulled it out of the sky. Squeezed it so hard. Went into me mug. All right, darling. All right, pups. All right, Momo, lovey. You look out there at them birdies. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Sixth book, J.G. Ballard, High Rise. I have read Concrete Jungle, Crystal World, The Drought, and Drowned World. And I like his style of writing. So I am making my way through his novels. High Rise is the next instalment. It's a dystopian book, but it's not. That's another one I'm looking forward to. Not going into them, because I like to go into most of my books blind. You know, I don't like spoilers and stuff like that, unless what you get on the spoiler is what's on the back or in the first few lines of the introduction. So that's next on my list as well, out of the J.G. Ballard. You all right, darling? Hey? You want to lay down? She's not well, are you, baby? You're not well, are you, lovey? She's on special powders that neutralises a lot of the fat in her food so that her pancreas can work better, you know, but you're doing well for it, aren't you? Eh? You've got to watch what we give you, haven't we? Yeah? Good girl. Next to last, Steinbeck's East of Eden. Meant to be his classic. Meant to be a brilliant book. I've read Mice and Men. I've got another one, Cannery Row, upstairs, but this is from second-hand bookshop again. Should be tenner. I think I got it for $4.99, so you can't fault it. On my list to read. Got to read it, haven't we? We've got to read it, babes. Got to read it. Yeah, she's all right, she's on you. And then the lucky last is a book, a controversial book. Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bazterrica. Probably butchered that, well I have, but it's about cannibalism basically, so I'm led to believe. And the implications of it. Girl at work, she doesn't read fiction, but she's read this and says, I think you should read it, Nige. You'll love it. So I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, and see if it lives up to all the hype that it gets. Shouldn't take me long, that. Big, nice big print. And that is my book haul for most of this year. But, you know, I can't promise it. I can't promise it, lovies. I can't promise it. But yeah, I'm in the middle of Hidden Queen by Peter V. Brett. It's part of his demon cycle. book. I think it's about number 8 or something like that. It's a massive series that he does on things that come out in the night and kill people, not vampires, all different demons. And it's this family, various families that go through and kill them and do the daily living and interactions and stuff like that. I'm about nearly halfway through it for February. I've got a couple more books if I'm moving on quite swift with that, which I am. Yeah, and that is it really. I know, lovely. I know, lovelies. I know. All right, babe. And from me, Winnie, hiya, Crazy Mo, and Denzel, happy reading. Keep safe, be happy, and have good time. And I'll see you in a few weeks at the end of February to see how we go. Out in the countryside, out in the library. Good times.